Welcome, my fearless friend. I am Mr. Fearless, and today I'm going to show you how to make the simplest and easiest fully AFK and fully automatic XP farm for Minecraft Bedrock, using any overworld spawner. If we go over here to what blocks we're going to need, we're just going to need 2 chests, 5 redstone dust, 2 repeaters, 1 lever, a trident, 2 water buckets, a hopper, a sticky piston, white carpet, and you're going to need plenty of building blocks. So you're going to need regular blocks or stairs. And here's where this comes into play. This will actually work with any single spawner in the game except for blaze spawner. So you can work this with spiders, cave spiders, zombies, skeletons, and silverfish. You have to remember though, silverfish can trap themselves in any stone block. So if you're making a silverfish spawner, you only want to use wood or other types of blocks that are not stone. For spiders, though, they can climb blocks, but they cannot climb stairs. So if I put stairs out like this, they can't climb this. They can't climb against this like that. So if you use stairs, you'll have no problem doing the exact same thing with spiders. So now let's get this build started. Once we find our spawner of any type, we're going to go down from it by 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on the 7th block, our floor is going to radiate out in every single direction by 4 blocks. Once finished with the floor and the ceiling, you're going to tackle the walls. If you're using a spider or cave spider spawner, you're going to make the walls out of stairs. You're going to orient them just like this. And that's because spiders and cave spiders can't climb these. If, however, you're not using a cave spider or a spider spawner, you can build the walls out of whatever block you want. Just make sure all 4 sides meet up with the ceiling. Once we have our spawning space sorted, we're actually going to go back to our spawner and delete all these blocks we used to pillar up to it. And that's because we want enough room for mobs to be pushed along to here. But we're not going to delete the blocks above it because they can actually spawn up there and get stuck. Next, though, we're going to take out our water, go to one side of the farm, and cover that entire side in water, just like this. And we should notice that it'll all travel, but leave this single row here without water. And that's perfect. That's why we're going to dig down and place another single bucket at one side. It doesn't matter which side, it just matters that we're pushing mobs to this one block right here. But if you're using spiders, you're also going to want to extend this one wide pathway out 1 more block and 3 tall. And that's because spiders are actually 2 by 2, and they won't fit in this one wide waterway. So we're just going to make that a little bit bigger for them to fit into. And also remember that if you're using silverfish, to not use stone, because they can infest stone blocks, so any other block will do for silverfish. Once we have the water streams finished, we're going to bring this down 2 blocks just like this, and lay the floor right here. And that's so the mobs can't jump back up into the farm. Then we're also going to bring down this block right here, and pull this out forward like this. Right here, you're going to need to use a hopper, the only hopper you need, and you're going to want to point it in this direction. Like this. So you'll have a hopper sitting right where the mobs will be. And right there is where you're going to place your chest, where the hopper's going into, just like that. Next, you're actually going to get out a slab, any slab will do, and place it right there, just like this. And on this right block, we're going to delete that, because that's where we're going to put our piston, right here. So we're going to get out our sticky piston, place it, and a carpet directly in front of it. So the piston can push and pull the carpet back and forth. We're going to want to cover this area up pretty thoroughly, because babies can get out. Pistons are a transparent block, and sometimes they can glitch into them. So we want to make sure that entire area is covered very well. Right here in this middle block is where our piston's at. And that's where our redstone's going to go. It's very simple redstone. You only need 5 redstone dusts and 2 repeaters, and a single lever. So out of that block where it's going into the piston, we're going to place a single dust, and then 2 more dusts just like that. And that's 3 of the 5 redstone dust. Then we're going to place a repeater going in and a repeater going out. Finally, we're going to place our last 2 redstone dust right behind the repeaters like that. Off to one side is where our lever is going to go, and we've just completed this entire contraption. All we have left to do is to fire our trident. You're going to want to throw it right there, so it's sticking onto the carpet, and everyone that's going to get XP from this farm is probably going to want to throw a trident. You can only get trident if the player who threw... You can only get XP if the player who threw the trident is still online. So you're going to want everyone to get in there and throw a trident. Next, we're going to actually work on powering the machine. You're going to go to the lever, and this is the tricky part. You're going to quickly power it on and off, just like this. Sometimes, though, it will power permanently, So we're just going to break the redstone and try again. So you can see we've got it finally now. And if you come up to the trident, and listen closely, you might hear it ding back and forth. And that means that this farm is completely ready. Well, all we have to do is stand right here, and the XP and resources will come straight to us. This will actually work with any spawner in the overworld. The only difference is regular spiders. They actually, like I said earlier, have a larger hitbox, so in order to get this to work, you're going to move this probably over 1 block and create a 2x2 spawning space in there. But you still only need 1 carpet space and 1 sticky piston, and all this redstone is the same, to kill them. You just need a little bit larger trap area. So we're going to change this to hard, and I'm going to wait a little while until we start getting some zombies. As you can see, we're starting to get XP straight from the zombies. If we watch them get killed, you can see the XP coming right out and straight to me. And also, their drops are coming to us as well. Zombies are really nice because they actually drop iron, and if you turn this into a drown farm, which I may have a tutorial for later, you can actually get gold as well. So there we have it, the absolute simplest and easiest to build farm in Minecraft, and this will give you as much XP as you want. It is definitely one of the slowest, but this is something you can build right out from the start of the game, and you don't need a lot of redstone skill to actually use it. If you're ever having trouble with the farm, you're just going to want to turn it off by powering it, lighting it up in there, and taking care of the trident, because it's usually the trident that's giving you the issues, because if you unload the area or whatever, the trident will become useless. So if that just happens, just throw another trident in there, replace it, and keep filling with it until it actually works. You want to wait for you to hear the dinging sound of it moving back and forth, and that's the sound of it actually being thrown back and forth, because the game doesn't recognize that it's not being thrown. It thinks it... If you want to wait for the ding noise, because that's the sound of the trident actually being thrown back and forth, the game thinks the player is throwing it, and that's what damages entities. So if you hear that noise, the farm is working. If you don't, however, that means that the tridents have fallen to the ground, just like an item, or an arrow being shot into the ground. So you're going to want to pick it back up, if you can, and replace it by firing it into the side of the carpet, just like this. And you might have to do that a couple times to get this working, but this is the absolute simplest farm. Well, I hope you had a fantastic day today, and if not, there's always tomorrow, and I'll see you then.